Alright, so today you are getting a video of me again. Um, gonna talk about Hasbro. Uh, I'm sorry if I alienate anybody today. It's just time to be real about it. Just gonna get right into it. Um, Hasbro is in an interesting situation. Um, if you have been collecting their products for shoot, man, forever now, right? Like talking about the early 2000s since they've had Marvel, Marvel Legends. I know some people didn't like, or now they don't like the Toy Biz figures, but when the Toy Biz figures came out, those were very revolutionary. But if you have been collecting Marvel Legends, Power Rangers, Ghostbusters, Transformers, what else they got? They got Beyblade. I think they have Beyblade, or that could be. I don't know. I think that's them, or is that Spin Master? I don't know. But what else do they have? Man, Hasbro has so many IPs, so many, and all of them squandered. Like all of them just thrown off to the wayside for whatever reason, And I feel like as collectors, we have made excuses for this, I guess, behavior of this particular company. Nobody has problems calling out any other company when they do something wrong, but Hasbro in particular, when I tell you, they have it. They have the strongest, loudest fans out there. There is no slandering the Hasbro brands. If you're a GI Joe fan, Hasbro, I guess got you. They got you by the cojones. Like you're not gonna be able to fulfill your needs. Well, there's other companies, Hasbro is licensing out now, which I think is for the better. I think that that's going to give a lot of people options, better options for what they may truly want in their collections or action figures. Kind of talking about quality at this point, right? Going into that, I guess I'll start with quality. There's no structure to this, so sorry. I know a lot of people like to have bulletin boards and all that. I don't do that. Good, but I won't. But we're talking about quality. I know a lot of people tend to think that Hasbro is making premium products. I beg to differ. I think they're actually making the cheapest products on, at least I'm not gonna say on the market, because there are brands out there that do make cheaper quality stuff than Hasbro, but it's intentional though. They're not trying to pass it off as premium, the way Hasbro does, which is another problem. But you have toy lines that have been around for now over 2 decades, and they have taken like they've regressed in quality. Star Wars Black Series, it started out, don't get me wrong, that had a rough start just because of the movie that it had to uplift. But we're not going to talk about Star Wars. Well, that can be a video for another day. That's a whole thing. But it had a movie to uplift, and unfortunately the figures were not up to snuff. The painting on the faces were bad. And that's across the board. Honestly, if you go back and you look at a lot of Hasbro's products 10 years ago, you're probably looking at it and going, why did I ever think this was great? But I'll tell you why, because there was nothing else. You see, when you don't have anything else to compare it to, it's always going to look good. If you were driving down the road and all you seen was McDonald's, Burger King, and Jack in the Box, you're gonna take your pick of the three, right? Because you don't see nothing else available. And you're going to have this small sample portion of product to get from, and you're gonna form an opinion, right? So, man, am I comparing Hasbro to McDonald's? I think I am. Hasbro, in my opinion, is the McDonald's of toy collecting. Yeah, you can get them pretty much anywhere, you know. Roughly, although I would say in the last couple of years, Hasbro hasn't been as available as it used to be. But yeah, you can just about get it anywhere, right? Whether or not you're gonna find what you're looking for is another question, you know. It's another thing, but you can pretty much get whatever you want, right? But the quality of what you're getting is the questionable part, is the part that makes you really have to sit back and say, okay, is this really worth me investing in? And for a lot of people, it is. There are people who have been collecting Marvel Legends forever now, and they don't plan on stopping. But once you've amassed your 200, 300 plus figure collection, and they're all Marvel Legends, and you haven't really ventured off into anything else, you know, some people are now starting to pick up Mafex and SH Figure Arts and stuff like that. But one of the first things they do is they compare it to Hasbro. And for the life of me, I don't understand why. There's no comparison between an SH Figure Art and a Marvel Legend, a Star Wars Black Series, and an SH Figure Art. There's no comparison. Why are we doing this? Oh, well, this is small and this is bigger. You know, which one is truly 1/12 scale? I'll tell you. It's the SH Figure Art. It's not the Marvel Legend. It's just not. You're talking about 6-inch scale versus a true 1/12 scale. People get these things mixed up daily. You know, I think I find myself repeating this very line almost weekly. Like, and that might be a problem. There might be a problem there. That might be on me. But you shouldn't be comparing apples and oranges like that. Like, I'm sorry. There's no comparison there. There's just the plastic quality alone stops the entire comparison. The level of engineering in the figures stops the comparisons. The paint stops the comparisons. There's no reason to compare these two. You're comparing and I'm not trying to alienate nobody. I'm not trying to tell nobody how to spend their money, because I've said it time and time again. I buy cheap stuff too. But I understand what I'm buying when I'm getting it. I'm not buying McFarlane's Demon Slayer and comparing it to the SH Figure Art. That's stupid. You know, and I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna buy McFarlane's Warhammer line and compare it to Joy Toy. That is stupid. You know, there comes a point where you have to just be realistic with yourself, right? And understand, okay, I'm buying cheap, therefore I'm receiving cheap. It is what it is. You know, don't tell yourself that, oh, all figures should be $20, because if they're smaller than this, then it should be cheaper. No, that's not true. That's not how that works. You know, I could use cars as an example, but I'm not gonna waste my time going into how an SUV and a sedan can, depending on what the brand is and what's in it, and, you know, whatever gadgets and gabbets and whatever got, can determine how much it costs, you know. But if you're trying to justify your collection by saying that, oh, these are more worth it because I can get 6 of these compared to the one, I hate to break it to you, but those 6 figures that you bought that were $20 each, $25 each now, because they keep going up, they don't compare. You know, it doesn't matter how many of them you buy, they still don't compare. And I'm going to go into pricing at this point. Hasbro and McFarlane and Mattel, they've all been slowly price creeping, right? Where we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. At some point, you got to figure out where's your stop. Where do you say enough's enough, I'm not buying this, right? Hasbro has had 4, 5, 6 price increases in the last 2-3 years, right? Do what you will with that information. If you don't believe me, look it up. Look up 2020 to 2024. I know a lot of people like to act like 4 years ago was a long time, but it's not. It really isn't. You know, like, there shouldn't be such a significant price change. Even in G.I. Joe Classified, an IP they own. They own that IP. And they've increased the prices on you guys. And some of them are cool, but ever since that one sculptor left, I think his name was Corey, them sculpts ain't been as good. Now, that Nemesis Enforcer, though, I like that. I might pick that up eventually. But I think that if you are paying, I feel like the closer you get to paying $30, $40, $50, you might just want to go ahead and jump ship. I mean, $30, all right. You know, if we're talking about a figure, it's come with a lot of accessories, better paint apps, you know, if you care about packaging, better packaging, you know, okay, that's doable, you know. But once you start talking 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, I just want to let you know that you're already paying SH Figuart money, Mayfix money, Sideshow collectible money, Hot Toys. You're already doing it, but you're paying for a significantly less quality item, and you're paying the same money. You know, them HasLabs, I personally wouldn't support them just because I think it sends a bad message to them, because it basically tells them that they can overcharge you for stuff that has every reason to just be on the shelf, but they make more money off of you guys by giving you this FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. And unfortunately, it works like a charm. It's a marketing tool that has succeeded, you know, and they're going to continue until it stops. And you guys, you have to stop it. Until you guys say, okay, no, we're not doing it. It's not going to happen. Look what happened with the Engine of Vengeance. You see what happened? When y'all said, they backpedaled real quick. But guess what? The very next HasLab, y'all all bought into it. That Ant-Man that's coming out now that has all of these quality control issues. Just because they're charging you more money does not mean that the quality changes. Hasbro makes their products the way they make them. They make them safe enough for 4-year-olds. That means that it's going to have all of the safety regulations that is required for a 4-year-old to play with it. These are facts. I'm not pulling this out of my posterior here. This is true. I mean, look at your packaging. And again, this isn't to shame anybody. You know, you buy what you like. I'm not trying to tell you not to buy it. If you love it, continue to buy it. But don't pretend that it's something that it's not. You know, don't compare it to things that there's no comparison. All you people out there comparing a Marvel Legend to a Mayfix figure, stop. It's silly. It looks dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all may say that I'm dumb for even making this video, but I'm just telling you the honest truth that a lot of people won't tell you. your fan base that loves Marvel Legends right there with you, they're not going to tell you the honest truth. They're not going to tell you how silly it looks to compare an SH figure art to a Star Wars Black Series. Now, the one thing I'll give Star Wars Black Series is that it's actually 1/12 scale. So if you actually want to know what 1/12 scale should look like, Star Wars Black Series. But we've all seen what's happening with that brand, right? Some of it's Hasbro, some of it's Lucasfilm, some of it's Disney. You know, Star Wars may not be around for the long haul, but Hasbro, you know, they don't own the license, but I don't know if they had a master license or not. Y'all can correct me in the comment section. But the fact that they have some of the most powerful brands, it makes no sense why G.I. Joe Classified costs the same as these larger IPs that they don't own. Marvel, Star Wars, what else? Do they own Ghostbusters? I'm not sure actually. But those are the top two that I can think of off the top of my head. Dungeons and Dragons, I think they own that, but we've seen what happened with that one, right? And the prices should not all reflect the same. G.I. Joe should be an economy brand. I'm not saying that it should be cheap quality. I'm saying that it should be cheaper on the market because it's theirs. They own that. Anything that they actually own should be cheaper to the consumer. I think it would dramatically increase their sales if they did it that way. I'm sure that there's some guy that's like, no, that's not gonna happen. Come on, man. There's no reason. You're just price gouging. You're overcharging your consumer base, and you're starting to pay for it now. People are slowly starting to back out, right? Man, this video is getting a little long, so I'm just gonna move on to I guess I'll move on to just buying what you like, right? This video is in no way, shape, or form meant to push you away from Hasbro or make you feel like your collection is inferior or anything like that, because I don't really think that. I'm happy that you enjoy what you have, and you should. I mean, this time on this planet is, for all we know, we only get one life and that's it, right? So enjoy it the best way you can. But just don't start arguments with people who are collecting differently than you because you feel like your toy is some way superior, because I can make a video destroying Marvel Legends. I can make a video destroying McFarlane. I can make a video destroying SH Figuarts if I want to. You know, there's channels that's all they do. You know, they destroy everything they look at. Oh, this is bad. This is crap. This is, why would they do this? Rah! You know, it's so easy to be negative, you know, but to actually be positive, that actually takes some intellect. It takes you seeing things differently. It takes you understanding more. And I think that's what everybody should seek to do, understand more. You know what? Hey, if you got a buddy that loves Hasbro, don't talk them off the ledge. I mean, unless you see something that's just crazy, like, for example, Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I saw the writing on the wall a long time, and I jumped right on out of it. I knew that line was dead. Dungeons and Dragons, dead. Ghostbusters, dead. You know, what else? There's so many. The Fortnite line. Hasbro successfully killed that. I don't even know why they acquired that one. They should have just left it with Jazzwares. They were doing just fine. And that's another thing. Oh my God. Like, do you really want to support a company that just takes licenses and murders them? I mean, I know that they want to make money, right? They're not intentionally killing them, but I mean, first time, you know, understandable. The second time, what are we doing? You know, third time, all right, time to back on out. And again, keep buying what you like, but don't try to shun someone else, because I promise you, someone can really shed light on the logical fallacies and the level of delusion that some of you collectors have. Let's just be real. Some of you collectors are very, very delusional and prideful of toys. You know, people out here with whole families, these toys are second to that. I just hope y'all guys know that. You know, that guy that you're arguing with in the comment section doesn't care. That person's gonna log off and go downstairs, go into the kitchen and make them a sandwich. I promise you, I don't care. I'll do it. I mean, it's fun sometimes, but you know, as long as you don't get disrespectful or ignorant, then, you know, all bets are off. But it's not that serious, y'all. It's just toys. So anyway, sorry to make this a long one. Hopefully you guys stick it through to the end. Like, share, subscribe. If anybody wants to debate it, I'm more than willing. It's just, it is what it is at this point. Hasbro is not the toy brand that it used to be. They have competition out here now, and you just have to accept that. There's no need to bandwagon. You know, Hasbro has competition out here. They're gonna have to do better. They're gonna have to actually start giving premium quality toys if they want to stay afloat. You know, they can't just skate by like they had been for like 10 years. There was a solid decade where they didn't really have any competition in the toy aisles. And all it took was, what, really, McFarlane? McFarlane came out and he used to have terrible plastic too. You know, I don't know if you guys remember that Halo line, but that brittle plastic, ugh. You be sitting there trying to take it in, that's gone. You know, but yeah, all it took was him realizing where, I guess, some of his faults, and that first wave was rough. It's gotten better since, but that's all it took was some competition. And now look, Hasbro ain't doing so well. So that's all I got to say. Hopefully I don't alienate anybody. I don't hate Hasbro. I just really wish they would do better. They have a lot of IPs that I love, and unfortunately, I don't love what Hasbro's doing.